It is about deodorant, yeah. When we were writing the song, so I have the song Fools, right? And it's about kind of wanting different things from a relationship and how that is kind of a bad thing, obviously. And how kind of only a fool would get themselves into would willingly, knowing those differences, would still fall for that person. And we have all of these things about these really, really big things, like, do you want kids? I see a little house with children's names and all this stuff, and all these really, really pivotal things in your life. But then down to the littlest thing, and I was like, what's the smallest thing that I can think of? And it's like stick deodorant or aerosol deodorant. And so I wrote that as the lyric, yeah.
Another question? Yeah.
Can you just talk a little bit about your meaning behind heaven and stuff like that?
Sure. So yeah, Heaven's a song on my album. It's a song that features Betty Who. And basically I wrote it when I was basically trying to put myself back in the mindset of when I was 14, which was when I was first starting to realize that I was not heterosexual. And that was a really stressful time for me. I was a kid, still am, but and I guess dealing with the questions of am I ever going to be able to have a family one day? Because I really want to be a dad. That's my number one thing in this life. And so I really want to do that, and I really want to find a partner, and I really want to my family's not religious or anything like that, but we're Jewish, and I guess dealing with the fact that I learned about heaven, and not necessarily hell, but I learned that there was a heaven, right? And then you also learn that like in most religions, it's not necessarily the coolest thing to be gay. And so I felt really sort of let down by everything that I'd ever been taught. I felt because I believe I was born gay, right? And so it's I was born with this thing that I couldn't change, that may define my entire future and whether or not I make it to heaven, if there is one, and stuff like that. And so I wrote the song about all of that confusion, but also the song ultimately is about, there's the lyric, well, if I have to change a piece of me, then maybe I don't want heaven. And it was about ultimately reaching that point of empowerment of, feeling okay, well, obviously this is the way that I am. I believe I'm a good person. I try to be a good person in most areas of my life, in all areas of my life. And so, it was about kind of realizing, I don't want to swear, but kind of fuck that. Yeah.
How about one more question? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still get nervous before you perform?
Yeah, I'm sweating right now. Yeah, I get nervous every single time I sing still. Less so, but yeah, still nervous.
All right, let's hear it again for Troye Sivan.